Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome to this Smite request, and it is going to be a Bakasura game. So I wanted to get this game in a Conquest match for the sheer reason that Bakasura is probably the most powerful in Conquest because he can steal a lot of farm from your enemies with your second ability. He's very good at farming very efficiently because he gets additional movement speed when he finishes off minions. And he can eat the large harpies, he can eat the boars, he can finish off at 20% HP the buff camps. So there are a lot of ways that we can kind of get ourselves ahead. This is also an interesting one because I don't play Conquest that often. I never play Bakasura, and of course the one time I'm actually playing Bakasura I'm against one. So, yeah, okay. Fenris figured that it was not a good god to play, because I'm actually playing Bakasura support. That was at least the initial plan. But, as you can see, this is kinda, yeah, this is, I don't know. I don't know what Izanami is doing in the left lane. You always want to start at a buff. If you are the ADC, you want to start at the red buff, or actually, as ADC, you want to start at the back camps. As a mage, you want to start at the red camp, and as a middle laner, you also want to start at the red camp. So you want to get those started. Looks like Sol is actually, I figured she was the ADC, she actually was the mid laner, so I'm definitely not going to be able to take this. I actually thought she might want to. But I thought she was the ADC. Apparently the Izanami was supposed to be the ADC. I am the support. It's going to be a little bit different. I am going to be the ADC, apparently. Izanami is going to be the... Actually, the left side is going to be a odd dual lane. I don't know what's going on in this game. Just to give you a heads up, this is a Monday morning queue. So... yeah, there are weirder things you can come across, but this is not something that I would like. So, it appears I'm going to be a Bakasura ADC soloing, because there are no supports involved. This is not really the build I'm looking for if I'm playing Bakasura as an ADC, because I do need to clear the minions. Probably Deathstall if you are going for something like a Bakasura ADC. I wanted to get boots done to steal their red buff as quickly as possible by using Hand of the God. The start I was going for is I use my 2 to eat one of the mid harpies. I run over to red. At that moment they have used their abilities most likely on the red buff, and that would allow me to, with the Hand of the God, steal that red buff, deny them a lot of experience, get that buff for myself, and kind of annoy them in the progress. As my 2 comes back up, I can go for the other harpy I left on the right side. That was the initial plan. Since Izanami is on the left side and not where she is supposed to be, or what is kind of the meta. Looks like nobody on this game knows the meta, but that's okay. Well, not nobody. Couple don't know. Makes for a little bit of an awkward game start altogether. As you can see here, I try to stay behind my minions as much as possible, doing a basic, moving back behind my minions, doing a basic, move back behind my minions. Because I don't want the Neith to be free to poke me as much as she can, for a couple of reasons. Because if I allow her to go for that free poke, I won't have a lot to heal up. I only have my 2. I don't want to level up my 2. It will only heal me for 91 if I'm not leveling it. So I definitely need that. I am level 5 now, so I can go for the engage underneath. I'm not gonna do it because she has purification beads. I do want to make sure that I clear these as quickly as possible. Let's grab the big one and just move back a little bit so I don't take as much poke. She did miss a lot of her basics. She also missed her spirit arrow, which is probably the most important part. I can go for the ultimate, but that will just force out her purification beads for her in an attempt to backflip, most likely. Try to avoid her 2. If I avoid her 2, then I will be able to just basic attack at a normal speed instead of the, well, slower speed. So that's something that you need to be aware of. Not sure what I want to go first. I think Hastened Fatalis is probably the best bet to go for first, but It kind of depends on how the game will go. I mean, there hasn't fallen any kills in my lane yet. There are apparently 4 on the left side, which is also quite awkward. Yeah, it's... I have no explanation for this game, man. I have no explanation. But, okay, for Bakasura, you just want to make sure that you get the buffs as quickly as possible. Since you can eat them with your second ability very quickly, this will allow you to go into the jungle, grab one of the camps quickly, and then just head back to lane. That's something that already gave me a level advantage to the Neath. As you can see, she's only level 6. That's because she didn't do her boards yet. She didn't do her red buff yet. Nothing like that. So this does give me a decent advantage, to be fair. I don't have a lot of mana left, so I do need to be a little bit careful. I can actually go for the Neath if she wants to. Let's see. She's not using her backflip. She's trying to. Taking a lot of damage. Let's heal up. Ooh, I'm glad I had enough mana to heal myself. What? She died. Oh no. She is going to be salty about that one. Okay. So first off, that heal saved my life there. Because she didn't charge her ultimate. She fired it very quickly. It would have been enough damage if I wasn't able to use my 2 in time. But since I was, I did survive that one. But because she fired it, that was actually the reason she died. She fired it at me, I didn't die. The blue stone actually kept proccing for 2 seconds. And that resulted in her getting, well, getting hit by the Archmagus, I presume. So that finished her off, because she didn't have a lot of health left. That was kind of lucky. Yeah, she probably should have backed up a lot more if she wanted to go for something like that with such a low HP. Or she should have charged her ultimate to guarantee that kill. And also the blue stone won't proc any longer as I die. But since I lived, that was actually the best thing that could have happened. The downside of my engagement was that I used my ultimate, but I didn't have enough mana to use anything else. So the amount of damage I was able to do was just not there. Looks like she's using the backflip. It's so predictable. Let's just use the Hawk Stun to stun her in place. She actually used Purification Bead, so that's also a win. She got rid of the stun from my Hawk, but that is not going to save her because I already moved around her to try and body block her if she wanted to move forward, to make sure that she couldn't hide behind her minions, and that way finishing her off. And as you can see, the boards are still up. That's because she hasn't cleared them. That's something that if you have wave pressure like this, if you are able to clear the wave very quickly, that can allow you to just go for that, well, for that free experience, so to speak. Although, if you're against a Bakasura, giving up lane pressure to try and go for a buff is not always worth it, I think. Because I can just move in and eat one of the boars without any troubles. Looks like the enemy Bakasura is doing very well as well. He is also the highest on their team. As you can see, he's level 9. I'm level 10, so I'm doing very well. And that's also... Oh, talking about Bakasura, here he is. Let's see if we can get something going. Let's just focus the Bakasura. Looks like it is in threshold to get eaten. Can we get the Bakasura? I don't really want to use my ultimate. Oh, I should have used it sooner. With my ultimate used, I could have avoided the slow and could have chased them down. That was my bad. I should have used it immediately as the threshold came out to avoid the slow and slowing down the enemy Bakasura. The reason why he was able to outrun me that way was because he had the speed buff, and it looks like we are having some form of a lag spike. But because he had the speed buff, I wasn't able to chase him down, even though I did have 2 stacks on my passive because of the buff that was finished off by me. So yeah, it's just a bit unfortunate, but that's fine. It's not going to be the worst thing ever. But let's see if we can just get him out of this fight. That's a lot of damage. Let's just eat a minion quickly. I do have my Hawk Stone, so I can definitely bait him with that. Let's see if we can do that. Yes, that's going to be a kill. That's something that he probably didn't think that could happen. It's not something that you take into consideration when you're fighting Bakasura, because you don't know when he has it up. If you know he has it, you need to kind of always think, he has it up. Do I want to fight him or not? And in this case, he definitely did not want to fight me. If he wanted to fight me, he should have eaten a minion, if he had it up, of course. immediately, otherwise there was no real way for him to get that kill. He does have the Ikeval. Oh, look who turned up. It's Izanami. But he does have Ikeval, so when it comes to boxing each other, he definitely has the advantage towards me. Because Ikeval will shred my power a little bit and will give him some more power. So all in all, that will put him in a way better spot. Looks like Izanami just died. Okay. Well, it is a level 11 Bakasura against a level 5 Izanami. Well, it kind of explains everything, the fact that she started left, but I kind of feel bad for her as well. It looks like they are going to fight on the middle lane. Nice pull by the Fenrir, is able to grab Janus inside the tower. Doesn't look like the Bakasura actually rotated to try and help out. I figured he would, so that's why I rotated with him. But since he didn't, that's fine. Let's just grab this boar quickly and move to the mid lane. So I'm leveling up my ult. I don't like to level up my 1 for the additional damage. It is definitely something you can do to try and deal more burst damage. It also reduces, I think, protections on the opponents that you hit. But that's not something I really look for when I am playing Bakasura. I more likely will be using it to close the gap or escape over a wall, rather than using it for the damage, because I feel like you just get a lot of damage out of your basic attacks, and with that you won't be forced into something like more damage with your 1. You can do it. I just don't like as much. I rather have more slow on my ultimate or just more healing with my 2. And you definitely need to level up your 3 to properly, well, get things going. Gives you power, gives you true damage, gives you a lot of damage early game. So you definitely need to level up your 3 first. Definitely something I can recommend. Not sure how it works in the solo lane though. I'm not sure if you would like to level up your 2 first to have that additional sustain. I imagine you won't, because of the fact that it is true damage, which is always just way better. Okay, a little bit about the build, because it is an odd build. It's not something you'll generally see on a Bakasura, especially the Talaria boots. I feel like Talaria boots aren't that great. Let's see, I kind of want to keep my distance from his attacks and attack him at the same time. Not working out that well. Let's see if I can finish him off. Again, he has the speed buff, so he can just freely fight me, which is kind of unfortunate, because he can just run away afterwards. Probably should have just ulted quick enough as he was walking towards the wall, but he already was kind of on the wall side, so I figured that if he wanted to escape, and because my ultimate has some form of a charge up time, I didn't really want to risk it. It's kind of a waste to try and keep him in his place if he, with a quick enough reaction time, can just jump over the wall. But that's fine, I forced him back. He's forced into the jungle to, well, heal up on the minions or on the buff camps. So that will be some free fun for my team, which they can probably use. We're actually 3k ahead, which is not bad at all. If you look at the levels, the level disparity on the team is just very odd. I mean, I'm level 14. The enemy Bakasura is level 13. We have a level 7 Izanami, so I'm double Izanami's level. And even more than double experience. Oh, looks like Fenrir is going to get chased by the Bakasura. Let's see if I can come in time. Nope, speed buff is going to prevent that. It's a lot of damage. Come on. Oh, that sucks. I missed one basic because of the wall, and he did confirm all his basics. And he actually got away. Okay. Well, that sucks. How is Fenrir level 9? That sucks. He's even 3, 4, and 3, so it's not really because he didn't get any kills. It's just because he's probably focused too much on the kills. He needs to make sure that he keeps his farm up, which is probably more important than a lot of other things. I've been able to farm a lot because I've been just solo on the right side of the map the entire game, pretty much. So that's a lot of farm. I also been able to steal a couple of the enemy's buff camps. So that gives me a lot of XP advantage. And even with the Bakasura having like 9 or 10 kills at the moment, he is the same level as I am. So when it comes to gold, let's take a look. He's actually only 400 gold ahead of me, which is almost nothing in this stage with the amount of additional kills he has. So I've been able to farm very well. That's something that people don't realize, but sometimes farm is actually in Conquest, farm is way more important than getting a lot of kills early on. Because the later the game goes, the more items you'll have anyway. And if you're able to get a lot of experience from just straight up farm, you'll get ahead as well. Every single time you force out an enemy, even if it is without killing them, you are getting yourself ahead because they will lose experience and you will be able to freely get experience. Let's see if they are at the boars. Kind of looking for the Neath. That looks like she doesn't want to fight me, which I completely agree with. I mean, I'm level 15, she's level 12. I have my ultimate up. She doesn't know that, but she can assume that I have it up. Probably she has probably gotten her purification beads up as well. Let's see. Actually, she did use it last time, to be fair. Let's just run her down, and that's going to be a very easy kill. I could just dive with my movement speed build. She has no way of getting away. I outrun her. I outrun her backflip as well, which is kind of nuts. And let's just get this tower. That minion will die before the tower goes down, but it's very low on HP, and that will be it. Looks like the enemy Janus has rotated, so I'll just go into the jungle, see if I can grab something for myself. Looks like the red buff isn't up. It is going to be up quite soon, as you can see. The timer has been set, but let's just grab this red buff quickly. Get that additional experience and a little bit of gold I need to get my chins online. Oh, looks like they're actually fighting. I'm quite ahead, so that's why I pick up the red buff. Looks like Fenrir is in a bit of an awkward spot. Looks like Upwash actually went for the gold fury. I'm not sure why you're tanking it, mate, but you shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't. Let's see if we can grab him as well. Janus is here. Let's see if we can just go for the Janus. He used his 2, so he doesn't have any additional damage. Nice ultimate to get out of dodge. And it looks like 2 of the opponents actually rage quit. Yes, they're not going to come back. So that basically kind of confirms our win anyway. But yeah, this is Monday morning Q for you. This is such a weird game. I mean, we have a Bakasura Bakasura is a weird god. If he's ahead, he's actually very good. He's down, he's useless. That's the two kind of Bakasuras you have. He's either useless or he's very, very powerful. I'm very powerful at the moment, as well as the enemy Bakasura, but I'm 3 levels ahead. Since the last time I kind of compared our levels, okay, well, now he leveled up, but he only leveled up once. I leveled up 3 times in the time he only leveled up once. So I've been able to not only farm very efficiently, but also since we got those skills at the Gold Fury, with the Gold Fury in addition, that's just a lot of experience as well. So as you can see, we're doing very well. Since I'm low mana, I don't really want to try and help out someone that's... Ooh, that was close. I don't really want to help out the one that's going beyond the tier 2 with the Bakasura still alive. Bakasura is very fat, especially compared to our Fenrir. Actually, every single one of our team except for the Ravana. Ravana is doing very well in the farm department, to be fair. But, yeah. Such a weird game. Okay, back to the build. I want to talk about it a lot earlier, but I got kind of distracted by the game itself. So, the build. The reason why I went for Talaria boots is because initially I actually was supposed to be the support. Baka support, I have the tactic of going for one mid camp, eating in it, using my Hand of the God to try and steal the red buff and harassing the opponents, making sure that they lose experience, lose time, and that allows my team to get more. My mid and my ADC would normally go for the red buff, and I would meet Izanami in the lane. We push out the lane and we go for the enemy boars by eating them, or go for our own boars depending on... That's an ult. Depending on where they are at the moment and how much I've been able to force them out, because sometimes I'm able to get a lot of in-hands on them. Crippled the Janus, you won't be able to get to the portal and they get immediately destroyed. That is a lot of damage. Nothing they can do about that one. Healing up on that minion, 400 healing, definitely not bad. Janus could have gone through his portal if not for my ultimate, so my ultimate prevented it with that cripple effect on it. So that definitely was necessary to get that kill. Also allows me to hit them both at the same time, which is also quite important. Okay, back to the build. So Talaria boots allows you to move very quickly, to do whatever you want to do in the early game, to quite safely go for that red invade without having your jump. Because you will have more movement speed than any of the other gods, because they just don't have full boots. So that's something that allows you to do this. Also, when you hit an opponent, you will be able to get additional gold, and when you're out of combat, you'll have just more movement speed in general, which is definitely not bad. So that's the reason why I went for the Talaria. When I had enough gold, so I went for the Hastenet. Hastenet allows me to chase down anyone that tries to run away. Also provides a lot of attack speed, and with my true damage on my third ability, that will also allow me to just go for that insane amount of shred. I can activate my 3, does about 70 damage with true damage every single basic, with attack speed and a chase ability from my Hastenet that will allow me to go and kill them very quickly. After that, I went for a stone cutting sword. There are a lot of options, but I feel like stone cutting sword is pretty good because it will not only reduce the protections on the opponent's side, but it will also give you more movement speed. As you can see, I do something very curious here. I'm actually using my ultimate here to make sure that I have minions to go for this Phoenix, and since they are going to be with, well, less of them, I want to just finish this as quickly as possible because they're not going to be back anyway. And it looks like they also don't want to surrender because their Bakasura is quite fat. He's also back alive, so I will back off. I won't be going for anything else. Even though the Bakasura is at this stage weaker than I am, I still don't want to fight him with his entire team there as well. Okay, so the next item I went for is the Chins. Chins is just very good in general because it provides you a lot of additional damage. And after that I went for the Ikeval. The only reason this time I'm going for the Ikeval is because Bakasura, the enemy Bakasura, has it as well. He picked it up very early, and that allowed him to box me very efficiently because it reduces my power and increases his. So with that, if I get it myself, that will allow me to box him very well. And that's something that I feel like is probably the most important if you want to close out this game as quickly as possible. Just finish off the Bakasura and just finish off this game, because it is stupid. This is... I don't know. I felt like, on one hand, I didn't want to show you this video because, of course, there were 2 disconnects, and I don't really like to show games with disconnects on the opponent's side. And on the other hand, I just wanted to show you how dumb a Monday morning Q can be, as well as how powerful Bakasura can be as he's fat. Since we have 2 Bakasuras that are fat in this game, that is... that's going to be fine. So we both used our ultimates. We both did a lot of damage. I was a little bit late on my purification beads. I should have used it immediately if I wanted to disengage. Luckily enough, he did miss a couple of his basics, oddly enough. So I was able to get out of that one. But you can see our damage is quite similar at the moment. We both have Ikeval, we both have Chint, we both have, I think, Hastenet. We both have attack speed boots, we both have Titan's Bane. He went for a Odysseus bow instead of a stone cutting sword. I feel like both can be pretty good. Odysseus bow just provides you a lot of attack speed. It's cheaper than the stone cutting sword, but stone cutting sword provides you more movement speed, which is also not bad. That's also one of the reasons why I was able to survive there. I got more movement speed than him, and I also have my stone cutting sword movement speed buff. So with that, I have more movement speed than he does, even if he has the movement speed buff. I don't think he has it actually, because I know for certain he doesn't have it, because I cleared ours and I cleared theirs as well. So with that, he doesn't have additional movement speed. I do. Allowed me to survive. So yeah, bit of an awkward one. But yeah, Bakasura is an interesting god. He can work very well. He is a very powerful god if he gets rolling. If he doesn't, then he doesn't do as much. Ooh, I took a lot of damage. Wow, instantly died. I really wanted to commit on the Titan. The Titan is quite low. My team is all running away. Come on, attack the Titan, guys, please. And it reset, so that's not going to be a kill on the Titan. And that is going to be it. I took a lot of damage from Janus. He hit me twice with his unstable vortex, hitting me for, I think, over 900. So that's unfortunate. I should have avoided that a little bit better. I kind of wanted to get rid of the Bakasura and kind of neglected the Janus. But even though the Janus is, or was behind, he's level 20 now. He doesn't have insane amount of gold, but it's still level 20 Janus, so you will feel the hurt on that unstable vortex. Especially since I don't have any protections items. Something you can go for if you want to play more frontliney. I feel like just I want to kill everyone on the opponent's team, and yeah. Do I feel like the game would be a lot different if the other ones were still here? Probably not. I haven't encountered Kumba and Apuash that much in the entire game anyway. I've seen the Kumbhakana. Actually only met them at the Gold Fury when they died, tanking it, and rage quit afterwards, but I don't know. I don't know how they play. They were quite behind as for levels. But to be fair, our Izanami is now only level 12. I don't know, this is such a weird game. Monday morning queues are the worst. And the odd part, it wasn't even a 4-minute queue, it was a 3 minutes and 54-second queue. So that kind of meant that, let's see, nice Sanctuary. Nice Portal, well done. Was able to avoid a lot of that one. Do need to be a little bit careful. As long as the Fenrir is in front of me, the Neith won't be able to kill me with her ultimate. And now that I've healed up, she won't be able to finish me off anyway. That's something that you need to be careful for. You either want to hide behind a wall or a teammate as quickly as possible. And that's a lot of damage. That's going to be the kill. Dodging the Unravel of the Neith. I just grab some healing with my second... Wait, what? I got their Neith as well. I think... That had to be my minions. My old minions had to finish off that Neith. There's no other way. That's the only thing that could have been it. Because I wasn't there. That was weird. Okay. Yeah. Monday morning queues for you. Weird. So weird. The main reason why this one is very imbalanced. I feel like that since it's Monday morning. Just in general almost nobody's playing. Which sucks. Because that means that the matchmaking is going to be unbalanced either way. But I feel like the disparity between high and low elo or MMR or whatever you want to call it, Smite Guru score and whatnot. I feel like the disparity is just way too high. I haven't checked it, but I feel like the Izanami is just maybe 1,000 as you look at Smite Guru score. I'm about, I think, 2,800. So that disparity is just way too high. I haven't checked, to be fair, but I can definitely tell you that Izanami is not high. Fenrir likely not either. He did about 5k damage the entire game, which is actually quite impressive that he got 7 kills with that, but that's beside the point. Apuaj and Kuma were behind a lot. I can't say the Neith played very well against me, but I'm not sure if she just not used play against the Bakasura. I don't know. I need to check it, but it was a very weird game. Hold on, I'll check it. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so I've checked what everyone's Smite Guru score is. That gives you the best impression. I'm 2,928, so that's pretty high. The Fenrir was 1,466. The Izanami was 1,068. And the Soul was 1,887. So I'm not sure what the Ravana was. His score doesn't show. But that kind of gives you an impression how high they were. The Neith on the opponent's side was 1,383. So the lowest I can see. The Apuash is also one I can't see. Kumbhakana 1,800. The Janus 2,000. And the Bakasura was actually 2,100. So I was way, way higher. The Bakasura was able to feed on my team quite well, so he got himself ahead that way, because he was Bakasura jungle. I just got a lot of farm and a couple of kills, and that way I was kind of able to keep ahead, because I was able to steal a lot of jungle on the right side, a lot. As long as there was something up, I was able to steal it very easily, so that's something that got me quite ahead. So this was a very, very weird game, and that's something that I've noticed in the midweek, just in any weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday not so much, but if you queue in the morning, it's just the worst. It's just there's no fair matchmaking to be made here, and that's very unfortunate in my opinion. I don't know. Anyway, I've been rambling on again. If you want to see another Bakasura game in another game mode, or just maybe a normal game, please let me know, but I just felt like I had to share this. So if you want to see me play it somewhere else, just tell me, that's fine, because I can understand if you don't feel like this is the best game for a request. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.